love Accra House of Folk. I have questions for you with regards to Accra House of Folk, though. So you continue and then we go into it.
Yeah, so I love Accra House of Folk, and I used to consume media content a lot. I mean, our channel at one point or the other would be on GAR, which later became Unique FM. And then later when when private broadcasting began, Joy FM, and then later the Choice FM's Radio Gold. So I used to consume media content a lot on TV. I used to watch also TV a lot. That's it. And I used to read and pour out a lot. I mean, growing up, I grew up with obviously Almighty Daily Graphic, the Daily Guide, Africa Sports by Kobna. What's the guy's name? GTV's veteran commentator, sports commentator. Kobna Yeboah. Yes, Africa Sports by Kobna Yeboah, Free Press. What was those old newspapers that we used to have in there at home? Free Press.
Did you have PMP in the house?
Yes, PMP, my mom's, but I didn't quite like PMP when I was young. But I used to read Graphic, Daily Graphic, Daily Guide, Free Press, the New Crusading Guide. You know, these were very active newspapers at the time, and my father owed every day. In fact, there were days that during the day, myself and him would get out to go and buy the evening news, which was then published by the New Times Corporation. We'd go out there to go and buy the evening news. In the morning, sometimes when I'm on vacation, we used to watch, I mean, a lot of breakfast show. And all.
So were you prepping yourself to be like a TV presenter or a radio presenter or something?
At the time, it was just, I was just sucked up into it. I think it started from just my quest to find information and read, because I could just read. You know, and my father encouraged us to read a lot in the house. Then we began to listen to radio and also. At that point, I don't think I was matured enough to process where I was going to be. At the time. I think at that point, most of us, just like a lot of young people would do, if you ask what do you want to be, you mention either a lawyer or medical doctor.
What were you mentioning at the time?
I think I mentioned doctor at the time. Because I had my father's friend, Dr. Anu, and Dr. Anya, because the Holy Trinity for a long time was our family hospital. And then Dr. Oman Clinic at the point, Dr. Anu, who was he had a vivacious character, and most of us young people like him. Dr. Anumo, I think so. That's the name. And so if they ask, what do you want to be? Say you want to be a doctor, you know. But I'm sure once I came up and grew up, things began to take shape. In secondary school, I knew I associated and worked a lot with entertainment and social events on campus.
Which secondary school did you have?
Ghana National College, Coast. You know, that's where I think it began to crystallize. And right after school was when I met John Jermaine, who was actively in the media, was a presenter on Metro TV. And City FM had started at the time. I think it was August 2004 at the time. And John Jermaine was one of the first few presenters on air. And I'd gone to him. I've been watching him on TV, and I'd expressed an interest to be like him. Essentially, I didn't know what it meant. You know, and so I told him that I needed to, because he was not just a presenter. He was a producer, director, and all of that. And so we had a conversation. I became his aide at a point, and so by being his aide, I spent more time at Metro TV. Where he was a presenter and a producer, and also because he was a producer, and his close collaborator was Francis Boahene, who was also a producer there. And so, as aide, you'll be asked to do things related to production. So that's when I began to pick up and learn a bit more about.
So you learned on the job.
I learned on the job before going back to school to study media. You know, so I learned on the job and then started to learn productions bit by bit. At the point, they added me to the team. So I moved from being a PA to becoming a production assistant, helping out with productions and all of that. At the point, I also became an assistant producer. Then I went back to school to study media. Initially I did a diploma in communications and went back to do a degree. Then when I was done, I came to multimedia. Natural fact, I did my national service when I was down to school in multimedia, and I stayed on multimedia. Initially, multimedia, at the time I came in, they had created a new department. I think that was the one and only time they had that department, for the innovations department. You know, I really was with the innovations department, so he actually brought me here. But shortly after I joined, when he was at Joy FM, he was made a programs director at Hits FM.
Who was that?
Rudy Kwache.
Rudy, okay.
Yeah, so I had to follow him to Hits FM as a content producer. You know, myself, Hagla, Doreen joined us at the point. Afi, Jakpasu, I don't know where she is right now. Black Rasta was here at the time. Achame Kofi, Achame Kofi was the first presenter for Daybreak. No, Daybreak Hits, no, it was only Achame Kofi. I think there were presenters before Achame Kofi, but there were, who was it? There was somebody else before Achame Kofi became the presenter, but Daybreak Hits the way it is now. The talk formats, the entertainment, and the discussions started with Achame Kofi.
Right.
And then I think that when Mark came in, he revamped it. So from multimedia, I left multimedia at the point, I think in 2010. Then I went to work with a rave or rockstar.
Okay.
Then went on an entrepreneurship path where I was creating my own content and producing content.
So what content did you produce?
Well, I had Footprint TV, which is a Christian based. Now it's going into a television channel.
Right. So you started Footprint?
Myself and Stip.
Really?
Stip and what's his name? Slow. You know, so Footprint TV, 30 minutes, which is an entertainment show.
Okay.
Fashion GH.
I know 30 minutes as well.
Yes, Fashion GH, which was other shows. We had a lot of shows on TV at the time, but we had syndicated it to different channels.
Right.
And then I was also doing some work for MTV in Ghana because Rudy had left, was working for MTV. So I used to be the guy that used to gather all the musical content. At the time, we used to take it on a DV tape.
Right.
So I followed all the talents. I follow Sabini, I follow all these talents. When they drop a video, right? They drop it on a DV tape. I will take it, I'll fill it, and then I'll send a weekly report to MTV.
Okay.
Yeah, so...
Did they have to pay you for that? And not MTV paying you, I mean the musicians.
No, they didn't have to because I was MTV. I was on...
So you were doing it free of charge for them?
Yeah, I was doing it because I was working for MTV. Really was a country manager for MTV.
Okay.
And it was part of the work that we're doing.
So you didn't collect payola?
No. I mean, I've been very, very ethical when it comes to that. My views about payola is very interesting. I don't like payola. I don't think payola should actually be a thing. I think that media platforms should be there to continue to amplify talent. And that's why I've always been passionate about helping grow out young talent, young, exceptional, and exciting talent. Just that today, I don't have the luxury of time I used to have to be able to go. So I used to go out of my way. Samini had blown at the time, had broken through at the time, which are some of the artists that we used to send reports and videos on. There are a lot. This is 2005, 2006, 2007, 2008, thereabouts.
Okay.
After about 2000 and I think 9, 10. You know, so yeah, I used to take the DV tape, go to these talents, worry them a lot, take the DV tape, fill the form, and then I'll go to
MTV.
DHL.
Okay.
I'll go to UPS, UPS Courier Services. Then I'll send it to South Africa. Then every week I put a report on the happenings here. Who is hot, who is not, what's going on, what are the chats saying, all of that, all as a way of trying to bring a spotlight to the Ghanaian talent. We did so well at the time. There was a time when MTV used to focus a lot on Ghana. There were a lot of activations on Ghana. They did the Obuo activation at Warehouse nightclub. They did They did about 4 making the videos activation.
So what has happened now? What's going on? Because we are not seeing their eyes on Ghana music as before.
I think other markets overtook us. In terms of the content production, audiovisual content production, which is a video production, and also activity. You know, other markets took us. Nigeria took a huge leap. Kenya was one of the promising markets because I remember the first Mamis MTV Music Awards was held in Kenya. The second one was held in Lagos. I think Lagos, and then they had to go to South Africa and all of that. So the primary market when they came, obviously all the office and everything was in South Africa, but Ghana was a focal point.
So where did we go wrong?
Where did we go wrong?
Yes.
I think there was a transitional period we got into and everybody got confused what to do, what to happen. There were things that were changing that we haven't caught wind of.
Like what?
We hadn't projected. So at the point, when I say transition, what I meant was that we had moved, you know that music consumption or entertainment consumption had moved from the cassette era, then we went to the CD era. Now, from the 2004 coming up, we're in transition because digital was coming. Don't forget YouTube had come at the time, but it was not a big deal here. Pen drives had come, and was changing the what do you call it, the consumption of music. And music was almost becoming free at that particular point in time. So people were not buying the CDs anymore. And so industry was a bit confused because then CD was not a thing. And industry was coming to terms with the fact that when you release, you need to spend more money marketing and promoting so you can play shows.
Right.
And the shows were not like too many shows within the year. So shows or live was not like active revenue line for musicians. And because he had come from an era where there was a point in time where, look, they were selling cassettes, they were making money.
Yeah.
You know, they got to a point in time where the distributors in Cantamanto, Big Ben and Co., they could give you an advance money and pick up your rights. It was sweet deals for them. And then by 2004, 2005, 2006, now you could release, and then you were not sure if people were going to buy the CDs, and then pen drives had come, these internet platforms were coming, and so the music were going.
So that's when the Nigerian market took over?
Yeah, so at that time, then it was transition for us. So the active revenue lines were not so clear, you know, in terms of sales or in terms of shows, it was not so clear. And so there are a few losses. People were a bit jaded, and we are not projected what was going to happen. You know, so the investment went down.
Right.
From investment going down,
when you say investment going down, are you saying that we don't have many investors
at the time?
Even now, do we have the investors now?
Well, okay, so what has happened is that there are different types of investors.
Okay.
There are some investors that are bootstrapping. In this case, the talent themselves, they are bootstrapping on their own. They are finding their own sources of capital and investing and finding a way.
Right.
I'm sure what you're looking for, what you're talking about is the big time
investors. In
the ways we've seen it with the likes of Sony Music, Universal and Co. and stuff like that. It's changing. Look, today the average young talent gets like a lot of advance offers, too many advance offers from about $5,000 upwards.
Really?
Advance, yeah, they get like offers, particularly when you've managed to break through with a hit song. They get too many. So, and globalization has
they taking advantage of it?
Some don't really know their way around it, and you don't blame them. You need a lot of experience, insight to be able to navigate these waters.
Do you think we'll ever take over again?
As a country?
Yes, as a country.
When you say take over, how do you mean?
I'm talking about, you said at a point in time, Ghana
we're very strong.
We were the strongest in Africa.
One of the strongest. South Africa was ahead and Ghana, but we're ahead of Nigeria at the time.
So now that Nigeria is ahead of us, do you think we'll ever match up to Nigeria's strength now, or we will take over and go back to when we were number 2 in line?
It's possible. It's possible. There's a lot of things that needs to happen. There's a lot of adaptations or mindset shifts that needs to happen. But the Nigerian leap is like crazy. It's gone. It's gone, eh? We shouldn't actually we need to just be able to chart our own path, and I see a couple of and then pick it at our own pace and at our own time. A lot of talents are doing it. Our talents today are gradually bit by bit getting the crazy numbers that is measurable and that investors can put money on.
Okay.
Say, for instance, one of the talents I worked with in the last 1 year, Olive the Boy. Just yesterday, Olive the Boy attained 1 million monthly listeners on Spotify.
His latest song?
Yes, Asylum is gone. Yeah. His collaboration with, his featuring on Kim Promise as well is taking him out there. And it's exciting times for him. Kim Promise is also getting, we saw the numbers that he did last year. Yeah. Amare, we saw the numbers that she's doing.
Will you say that you're one of the gatekeepers in Ghana music?
Obviously, anybody working within media, particularly from the executive level, media, music, entertainment, generally, even from producers or camera people.
No, but will Baba Sadiq say so?
No, you're gatekeepers. But the point is that in the last few years, the word gatekeepers, because of ignorant fanaticism, has attained a very, a very bad tag. So everybody tries to run away from it. But your producer is a gatekeeper of industry. The DJ is a gatekeeper of industry. The blogger is a gatekeeper of industry. And by gatekeeper, just Google it, you'll find out. It's not the literal keeping the gate and standing like a watchman, but essentially what it means is that you are a medium or a conduit to which you can shine the spotlight on.
So let me rephrase my question. Will you say you're a key gatekeeper in our music industry?
Or maybe call me a tastemaker.
You are a tastemaker, right? Because we look at some of the people that you've held your hands, and of course, anything that you've held has turned into gold. Olive the Boy is one. We saw you bring out, even Kwame Eugene, at a point in time, you backed his career. We've seen you, Blacko and all of that. And it looks like you have the Midas touch. If Baba Sadiq doesn't touch you, it's a little bit different, is it?
Oh, no, it's not the case. There are a lot of talents that we haven't touched that have still gone out to
What do you look out for when you are picking somebody to support?
I think God's feeling. I mean, you know, when I sat in here, you mentioned that, oh, you seem to know TV. And I said that it's a producer's instinct. You know, when you work within a particular industry for some time, your gut feeling doesn't just become gut feeling. It's actually a number of, it's a combination of things: experience, insights, a certain eye that you've developed for certain things. So you look at it. So sometimes you can listen to music and straight up you can know, guy, I think you need to change this direction to work for you. This direction wouldn't work. And there's a lot of insight. There's a lot of things that you may be seeing that maybe a particular talent may not be seeing, you know, and that explains some of the things. I'm sure, and even this experience and the network, we relied on our network and our insight and experience a lot to navigate for Olive the Boy's career right now, to be able to sign the deal with Sony. And so far it's going well, you know. So it's these things that maybe we bring to the table. But of course, there are a lot of talents that have blown on their way. And there are a number of reasons why talents or people from industry could blow and get the much needed spotlight. Some has their grace levels. I mean, there's a God factor part, of course. We need to acknowledge that. Some of their grace levels intact.
Okay, so your grace will depend, right?
That part is a very huge part of it. Right. The God factor is a very huge part of it. I mean, if God decides where you are headed,
wow,
to a large extent.
That's quite deep.
Some are backed by their mother's, what's it called, spiritual prayers.
Spiritual prayers.
You know.
But have you had friends in the industry that you've fallen off with? I mean, the music industry?
I don't usually. I mean, I personally don't fall off. When I say, I mean, I don't fall off with friends. You know, but I think that I've got very strong opinions sometimes. Sometimes I like to have strong opinions. And I get it that some of my friends in industry or some associates in industry would want you to, when it gets to a particular point, measure or sieve it. You know, but just sometimes you feel like, I mean, this is the opinion. And part of the challenges that we've had in the industry is that at certain levels, we all haven't been very honest and truthful with ourselves regarding the opinions of industry. Everybody likes to keep it like, I don't want to ruffle feathers. I don't want to create challenge problems. I don't want to have issues. And so everybody holds back. And so we lose, the narrative of industry continues to lose the experience, the much needed experience. Everybody's sitting back. I mean, for some interesting reason, somebody like Yola Yuade doesn't talk. He doesn't inform. He doesn't publicly like to have conversations.
Do you wish he would have done that?
Yes, because this is a very experienced man. He's seen it all from the mid-90s till now. Which talent hasn't seen, like, he could actually sit and give you an idea and you're like, how come I didn't think about this? But that's like years of experience.
He doesn't talk.
He doesn't. I mean,
but do you think your talking has also, you know, caused some sort of friction in the industry?
Of course, opinions. Do
you regret sometimes?
No.
Not at all?
I don't have regrets for anything. I just learn lessons.
Wow.
I don't have
any lessons learned so far with you and Stonebwoy's issues?
Well, I mean, what are the lessons? I don't think there's been any interesting lessons for now. Obviously, it's still a process, and so it will get to a particular end before you look back and look at things and stuff like that.
So for now, no regrets whatsoever with regards to
I don't have
your support?
Fucking promise.
Yes.
No regrets, because I mean, and that's one of the things I told Stonebwoy when he called me, for instance. I've always been big about young talent. You know, young talents, and particularly because of fanaticism today, the amplification of fanaticism, usually young talents do not have people to stand up for them. You know, when they're coming up against big name talents that have like fanatical amplifications. You know, so I've done that for a lot of, and that's why you mentioned Kwame Eugene. we felt, look, we needed to bring a certain weight to bear to elevate the good works they are doing, because these are very good talents and everybody needs help. Kiddy, you've mentioned Blacko, Olive, and Compromise. And I had a very strong conviction. The conviction was that I had seen a Compromise that had worked hard in a particular area. But I always knew, my gut always told me that the fanatical implication will curve him, will put him in the sidelines, and it will almost look like it didn't work. So there has to be a deliberate buzz strategy to bring out the work. Other than that, you would get in. Also because a lot of people do not think or do not sieve through and get information. These days, it's just the fanatical amplification.
Yeah.
We like this person.
So you're talking about people not sieving through to get the information. Let's get the information right. Are you the one who planned his performance for the Telecel Ghana Music Awards?
Yes, we worked on it. So Full Circle, I have a new business. I have a number of businesses in the industry. So one of the new business we have is Full Circle. Okay. Full Circle Management Limited. And Full Circle Management Limited is managing Olive. And in terms of what we're doing for so for Kim Promise, for instance, it had started off from me actually tweeting a few tweets. Yeah. Don't forget that we have a very checkered history. A lot of people don't know this. I was like Kim Promise's first manager when he showed up.
Oh, really?
Years back.
Wow.
First manager.
Okay.
He's always spoken about it. Then at a point I got busy with Muse and my entrepreneurship, and so we couldn't management. Then Killbeat and Ohene had to pick him up and run with him, and they did some good work with him. Then there was a past disagreement which didn't quite go well. So
was it about money?
No, it was about a conversation I've had with Killbeat over Wilderland, for instance. And so it didn't quite go well. It had become a bit public. So they noticed my tweets about him and the work that he's put in and all of that. So then they reach out. They're like, okay, guys, I mean, I think that here we are thinking you have a particular stance. And I was like, no, I don't know that. This is what I truly believe in, And so during that processes, then it came to the whole idea of, okay, we probably will need help with regarding Charterhouse has reached out for our concepts and all of that. We'll probably need help with planning and the conceptualization, planning and producing, the performance. So Full Circle took it up and then we ran with it.
Are you proud of the performance? People say his sound was affected, but yes, are you fully proud of the performance before we go into that?
Of course. I mean, I'm proud of the work that went into the performance and the concepts. And
are you proud of the delivery?
I mean, I'm proud of it, but with three things.
What are the things?
There are three major challenges that, he had on the day. Sound was part of it. I've had to express it to team. We've had to have conversation with Charterhouse. Lighting at a point was also part of it. And the first few seconds of the filming, but later everything, the filming went very well, And so that was it. And I've had to, I think part of the challenge is we do things here differently from the more matured markets. Okay. And all of us, we are involved through music, everybody does it. In the more matured music markets, for an awards like this, that performance would have been retaked. But here we do magic. Okay. The guys at Charterhouse and everybody does magic.
So there was no retake.
It's crazy to do like where it's not done for you to do like first takes. Once and for all takes.
That's it.
Anybody that has been to any of the global major award schemes will tell you, they film it for television. Everybody that's sitting down there is like props. You do takes and takes. That's why usually there's a 1 hour delay. Okay. So for instance, if the awards is supposed to be going live at let's say 7 p.m., it actually starts at 6. The actual taping of the awards and the filming start at 7 and then live. So those that were probably there, but because and then the more mature markets, they are able to control. Right. Nobody should put out a video, nobody should put out this, nobody should put out that. So you sit home and when you see the BET goes, you'll probably see a performance that has been taken 2 or 3 times. Oh. Yeah, so...
But we don't know that.
Yeah, I mean, we know, industry knows, but I think it's expectation.
Okay.
the way we've oriented or groomed live event audiences actually are paying. They're coming to see them. Like, we just like entertainment, like they said, it's hard to go and tell them that as live entertainment audience, you need to understand that you are props.
Okay.
So when we are coming, we need you all to clap. We are going live. And then when we come live, we need you all to shout. And then when you are sitting there, you see a camera guy moving. Until I think now they are getting used to when they are sitting down. Those days, when the live events are coming, why is the cameraman? What is he doing there?
Let me bring you to this one. So, are you okay with the fact that Kim Promise did not win Artist of the Year? Yes, no.
Oh, I mean, we've moved past it.
No, no. Are you okay with it?
No, I mean, now, there's no any qualms about it. I felt strongly that he more than deserved to win the Artist of the Year.
Are you willing to solve your problem with Stonebwoy out of court?
When you say solve, how do you mean solve?
So far there's a court, he has actually petitioned the court against you, he sued you, and you also reported him a criminal process. So are you willing to settle this out of court? I
mean, it won't come from me, it will come from him. He went to court.
But are you willing?
I mean, I don't know. It's something that the lawyers will look at it. For us, what I know is that we've received the court's reach and the court summons. The lawyers will duly respond to it. I feel strongly that, I mean, there isn't anything untoward, and so the court would actually prove that. It's very important. And then the criminal process as well, we started it. I mean, I don't know how they will take it. I mean, but for now, what I can say, the conversations we've had with our lawyers is that we are having to respond.
Let me bring you to politics. You are doing so well in media. Why politics?
Well, I think it's progressed. It was a natural progression. It started off with doing things for the community, and then it progressed and progressed and progressed. And
then you landed there. Okaikwe Central.
Okaikwe Central. So, I mean, it started off with, first and foremost, I was born in Fadama. I schooled in Harrow, Abeka. I did all my schooling from preschool to KG. Those days we used to call it preparatory. KG was called preparatory. Before you go to class 1 and I did the preparatories, did all my basic schooling, JSS in Harrow, and Abeka, and this is where I grew up. This is my community. This is where I have a strong connection and belonging to. And so in the industry around 2012, the young people from the constituency, in fact, it was started by, interestingly, one of the first people that started it died, and we did his funeral this weekend. The former youth chief of Fadama, we call him Seki Buhari, may his soul rest in peace. We did his adua on last Sunday. So he led the youth, and he came to me to say, they've seen other communities during Salah, for instance, organize their own events, and the last time young people from our community.
So that's how come you started the Salah Fest?
So it got, I started 10 years ago, or 11 years, sorry. 11
so did John Dramani Mahama come and see you to, campaign for him and also compete or contest to go to Parliament on behalf of the NDC?
I cannot tell you exactly a lot of the behind the scenes.
But you had a conversation with him?
Of course, I mean, that's my boss. That's a leader of the party.
So he told you to do it?
He would have obviously encouraged you to do that which is right for you first and foremost, and also for the party. And as a member of the party in the constituency, I think it was just naturally. I started with us in, I think, 2019, where I was tasked to come up with certain ideas for policy, because then they realized that this is one of our own.
I have just about 5 minutes to wrap up my conversation. That's why I'm rushing you. I just want to know this one as well. There are certain, should I say, I don't want to use the word gossip. Maybe people are just saying things, and I just want you to clear it. People claim that, the NDC sponsored the 3 Music television station. How true is this?
Oh, how? But NDC is not a business organization.
It's not true?
NDC is a political organization.
It's not true?
Oh, it's not true. It's not true.
It's not true?
It's not true. It's not true.
Okay.
This is not even...
So this is fully funded by you?
Well, I mean, I have a partner.
Okay. But nothing to do with NDC?
Yeah, but when it started, I started as a sole proprietorship. It was me running it till I got a partner, and then we scaled up the business. Okay. But then this is not a business. Then this is a political organization. All right. I think it's a wild rumor.
Okay, so we've cleared it. And now let's talk about the polls. Have you seen the polls? Recent polls are saying that the NPP is leading.
I've seen 3 different polls. The popular one is obviously the Global Info Analytics. There's one that I know has been done by the state with the national security, and there's one that has been done by the party, and there's some that we've also done. Some of them say different things. Some of them also have a certain level of consistency. So yes, I've seen a couple of posts regarding the constituency.
Do you think NDC is doing enough to win the elections?
Yes, I think that we're doing enough, but of course we can do a lot more. There's massive expectation from the people to really prove that we're the viable alternative. I think we've done a lot to prove that we are the strongest alternative and the party with the greatest ideas, the party with that factors in the people and understands the needs of the people in the various different constituencies in the country. We've done a whole lot more. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama has been meeting different groupings and civil society organizations, and I've been informing them and dropping policy proposals and ideas, and so far it's been good. I mean, he's been going around the country as well. And so the party has been doing the best possible ways as an opposition party to come to power. I'm very confident that all of that will pay off.
You think Ghanaians will vote for the NDC?
I'm more than confident. In
100%.
Fact, it's a rescue mission. I mean, Ghanaians are actually, we all know where the country is currently. We all know where it's headed. I mean, you go everywhere and they say, Kromayedin. They understand. When they say Kromayedin.
So with what you're saying, Kromayedin, but I've heard people also say that because Kromayedin, if the NDC should come, they will loot more. And so let's not vote for the NDC, but rather vote for the MPP because they're already in power.
Yeah, but there's massive looting happening currently, and I'm sure that people are not happy with it. There's massive looting currently happening. The NDC doesn't loot. I mean, when you look at it, it doesn't loot. NDC is a party that continues to execute initiatives and programs that put the people at the heart of it, that put the country at the heart of it. All the things, look, in my constituency, for instance, within 4 years, John Dramani Mahama gave us 3 massive schools. The plan was to turn one of it into a community day school, for instance. So if I'm using my constituency even as an example, that's an example of a generational thinker that has decided to give my constituency what is due. He did it in 4 years. If you go to Apenkwa, it's a massive school building that has been done. If you go to Tesano, massive school building that is there. If you go to Fadama, massive school building that is there. NDC as a party, if you go into the constituency, the Abeka market was done by the NDC.
But John Dramani Mahama has only 4 years if he should be voted into power. Do you think he can do much?
He's done so much in 4 years already. He's actually shown and proven.
So he can do that?
He's actually shown and proven that if there's one leader that truly understands and can deliver value to the country within 4 years, it's John Dramani Mahama.
Baba Sadiq, you've been very hard on Honorable Marco Krekumante. Why?
I've been very hard on
hard.
Really?
Yes. You've been very hard on
Mark would disagree.
No, he won't. People say that you don't speak.
Look, we are harder. We are harder on Ketrine Feku than Marco Krekumante.
Really?
I'm telling you.
But are you proud of him? What he's done so far?
Of course. I mean, as a friend, as an industry senior, I'm really proud of what he's done. And a lot of you don't know, he's just completed his LLB.
Yeah, he's done so well.
Yeah, he's done so well for himself. And I'm really looking forward to Marco Krekumante, the lawyer, as well. In terms of his governance, you know my opinions about the MPP when it comes to the tourism, art and culture.
You wish he was in the NDC?
I wish he was with the NDC.
He was in the NDC?
Yes. No, he should stay there. we have more men and women that are more capable.
What are you going to do different for Okaikwe Central if voted as Member of Parliament?
There are so many things. I mean, first and foremost, the bigger population of Okaikwe Central are young people. The biggest issues affecting young people are personal development and employment, And so for me, one of the key initiatives that I've consistently put out is the fact that I would want us to have a youth and a job center that would prioritize personal development of young people, and then also job placement and coordinations and initiatives such as what I call the DICE. DICE is Digital, Innovative and Creative Economy Hub or PAC, that will continue to fast track and change lives. What I've noticed in the last 12 years is that we've not had leadership that is actually changing lives. It's been okay leadership.
Unfortunately, time is not on my side. I wish I could ask you how we will change lives. My last question that I wanted to ask, but I've been told I don't have any more time, would have been, would you ever advise King Promise with regards to his singing prowess?
King Promise is a fantastic singer. solid singer, one of the best vocalists we can have.
What happened that day?
We spoke about it. It was sound issues.
Sound issues. Yeah. All right. Thank you so much for being here, Baba Sadiq.
Thank you.
Maybe we should do this again. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean,
we should. We should. And next time we will be more
delve deeper into politics.
Yes. So we'll do more politics. All right. So maybe we'll bring you on the news flash segment, and then we can delve deeper into politics. Thank you so much for being here. We are super grateful. His name is Baba Sadiq, and of course, he is the hopeful member of Parliament, hopeful for Okaikwe Central. He's counting on you. Please vote for him. I don't even know how to. I didn't want to end this. I'm being told to go. Why? My name is Roselyn Felli. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.
See, I do me, sure me, yeah. You know, we say I be better past anybody. And so we're sure, yeah. See, so I don't also know they make chance pass me by. Yeah. See, so make you do your best and use your sense, yeah. I show the stress since I put go first. I'll let you know be brave and know be test, yeah. A jack guy, so no one can test. See, so make you tell them. So when they come, we know they fear them. And Mama God, they for my side, so don't shake. Yeah. Sure, yeah, when I'm behind. Whoa, the name is CCTV. Hey, and even if I walk to the valley up there, yeah, I know the fear. Hey, every day be your guide. Yeah, when I'm behind. Hey, on the name is CCTV. I'm in anyone is so, and anyone is so. I know the fear. Every day be your guide. Yeah! CGMA! Woo! Yeah. Woo! Yeah. 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 Listen, you are my favorite story. I know if you tell how this going, but I know it's service purpose. I know it's service purpose. You're like a story I lived before. You understand me till you don't. I've been here before. Girl, I've been here before. I know they use my heart no more. I choose to use my hand. Let my lesson. Yeah. See, I know they use my heart no more. I choose to use my hand. Yeah. Oh, I know, say, love no cheap, but shouldn't cost all of me. I saw. And this love no cheap, but shouldn't cost all of me. Yeah. I'm okay. And if you think I'm wrong or not, as long as it's what I want me, I'm okay. Because who are you to judge me? Like say you the only path. I didn't love my life, get my peace of mind, and they try to buy. We all be sinners. I'm missing no money, only path, and my happiness comes first. Everybody, now I be like Terminator. I gave you